Hello everybody and welcome back to another one of those videos where I talk about updates on the Steam version of Dwarf Fortress coming from Toady1 and Kit Fox. This time we have some gameplay from Zach, and I think he can announce what it's going to be covering pretty shortly. As always, because this is video footage, I will be filling in bits and pieces that I think are interesting. Let's get started.
Hi, this is Zach, and we are going to explore Goblin Sieges today. So this is my Waterfall Fort. You can see them.
I just wanted to highlight that waterfall for a second because I don't think we've actually seen waterfalls playing, at least outside of like the single screenshots and some brief things of flowing rivers. I think that looks beautiful. Also, that little bridge is a nice touch.
Traipsing along the bridge there. And to the left, we have a giant horde of goblins. There's a goblin spearman. Here's a beak dog. And
Okay, so let's look at these little green and gray boys for a second here. I think that this is kind of awesome because we haven't really seen much of the goblins. I know that Tarn and Bay 12 like to keep some things a little bit under wraps and secret-ish. There's like those early mock-ups on the Steam page that recently got removed, but that's about it. Also, shout-outs to the beehive at the top of this army. Bonus points if you can see it. But this little army of dudes have a variety of weapons as are displayed by what they are holding, as well as you can see little variations in their armor as well. Also, there are multiple different kinds of soldiers here. There are these two guys up front. I'm wondering what the difference between their weapons that they are wielding are. Of course, there are a handful of Beak Dogs as well. And the Beak Dogs, for some of you, you might be used to Craig Smash's drawings of the very bright and colorful bird-like creatures. Since the game now does have peach-faced lovebirds, which is what Beak Dogs were originally based on, Tarn and Zach have actually stated in the past that they are changing the models from more of a bird-like creature to more of a tremors, disgusting, grotesque, like ground-dweller, maggot-like creature, which personally I think fits the kind of air quotes evil aesthetic that the Gobos have. It's not a change that bothers me. I know that some people dislike it. I have a feeling there will probably be sprites in the workshop ASAP to make them look more bird-like. That being said, I quite like the new design. What do you think of the Beak Dogs? Moving on.
you see that we need to pull lever to stop the goblins from just going straight into the base. And we'll go up here and see that there's the hatch, the main entrance to the fort. So pull the lever to close that. Now we're going to pull the other lever. And this will open the door into the trap hallway. And this is the best way to stop a goblin siege. There you see the trap hallway is open. The entrance that looks really appetizing to the goblins, but goes down into this hallway of doom with all these traps in it. Here's a weapon trap with a spiked ball, a weapon trap with a corkscrew. Here's a cage trap. I have a whole bunch of cage traps. Here's a stonefall trap. And here's another menacing spike trap.
Quick reminder, if you would like to find the full video, that is available down in the description as well, potentially in the pinned comment if I remember. But something that I would like to point out is this is a very simple trap defense, and more players will have, how shall I put it, slightly more elaborate defensive systems. This is more of simply a display of the variety of different trap types that they have.
So we're going to funnel the goblins into here and slaughter them. So now we're going to set the standing orders to forbid the picking up of dead bodies and during the siege. That's a setting you can do. And so your dwarves will just run in there and pick up all the dead bodies and get slaughtered by the goblins that are still pouring through. So here they come.
No matter how long I played Dwarf Fortress, I never fail to realize something new. I've known about this option for forever, and I know what menu it is in the vanilla game. I had no idea that you could theoretically use it to stop your dwarves from just running into a siege and getting massacred. Like, it never even occurred to me. Wow. I feel really dumb now. How do you normally defend against a siege? I like to use big water traps or just have a very elaborate set of, stonefall traps to make things fall off edges into lava. What do you do?
I also want to lock my little pen with the giant animals in it that I bought from the elves. And here, I'll show them off. There's a giant dingo. a giant lovebird. Can't forget the giant iguana.
Love the giant animals.
And back to the goblins. So they're all pouring in to the traps. You can see they all have metal armor and would be outnumber my militia greatly. Here they come. See, we've already slaughtered one of them. And they just keep... Here comes some more. Now, this isn't the only way to trap your fortress. There's all sorts of things you can do with, like, pressure plates, and you can make grounding chambers so water will pour in and kill all the goblins. It's really up to your imagination. This is about the most simple way to set up traps. Just make your hallway really long and windy, and there'll be enough traps to fit all the goblins. Now you see that siege up in the top left corner lets you know that the siege is still there. And the goblins are going to stop all caravans from coming into the fortress as long as that siege light is lit up. So you'll have to get rid of them somehow, or they'll just stick around forever. They're almost done. They're through the TH traps now and getting up into the stonefall traps. The Beak Dogs are.
If I don't state it, someone else will. I love the music and the thunder sounds.
Okay, here's two of the dwarf children coming to collect the bodies, and we don't want them to do that, so we're going to send in the troops. These dwarven children are misbehaving. We don't want them to die. So here they come. So we're going to finish off the goblins. There's not as many of them now. We have that new troop, the squad screen out there on the right-hand side to command your squads around. You click on the check marks, and then there's the commands at the bottom. And I just commanded them to move into the trap zone. Here they had goblins fleeing for their lives. We've won the siege. The siege light up in the top left is gone, and they're done for. I'm going to send my axe dwarves up. That's what that little... There they go. Slaughtering the last of the goblins. And the siege is over. We win. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have fun. Wishlist the game.
All right, thank you, Zach. I just want to now run through your gameplay, if you don't mind. So, as I was kind of saying earlier, there's a lot more variety in what you can actually do with disposing of your foes. Dwarf Fortress is more about creativity and making your own fun than simply, trying to have a super in-depth strategy, at least in the current game. Now, this little military UI over in the right-hand side of the screen, this is the first we're actually seeing of this. So I'm assuming this is the simpler military UI where you hit S and just for your squads, and you can tell your squads to go attack things. This is very curious because this is the first time we're seeing any of this. I think I'm going to do another video kind of breaking down this screen in particular, but overall what I would like to say is, what do you think of the look of the goblins? What do you think of the look of the combat? I love the way the little blood splatters look around the actual bodies themselves when they're colliding with the dwarves. I can't wait to see little things go sailing off in arcs, and I can't wait to fight other varieties of creatures. I'm just excited to see military stuff in general, as to just considering the fact that it's very much an anomaly for a lot of people. A lot of people almost never even get into the military stuff because they don't make it that far into the game because they get lost in the UI. So I'm very curious to see what other people who haven't touched this stuff before thinks of this, and I'm also curious to see what veteran players think. Like I said, I'll put together another video on that little military screen specifically. But what do you think? Thank you very much to those of you who support this video and these videos in general. Please support Bay12 Games on Patreon, and stick around and watch some more because I'd love to have you. I'll see you in the next one.